Welcome back to the Halftime Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined now for another edition of Cougar Conversations by the first ever head coach of Grayson County football, Coach Mick Caba. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to join us. I want to take you back to 1973. A 23-year-old head coach of a new program tasked with building a program from completely scratch. What was that like?
The experience was surreal for my wife and I. She was 20 years old. We'd been married for 3 years by then, and we came out for the interview, met with the Board of Education members and the superintendent, and they gave us the tour, offered me a contract, and I said, I'd like to meet the head coach I'm going to work for before we get started. And I signed, and they said, you don't understand, you're our new head football coach, and you're going to start the program at the new high school. So it was a little overwhelming at 23 years old to begin with.
The 1975 season was the first varsity season for Grayson County football. I know you played in 1973. You had some games with each of the high schools, and then 74 you were JV. But that 75 season, you start off 0-3, win 4 straight. During that 4-game winning streak, how rewarding was that to kind of see the work you put in truly come to fruition?
Yes, it was extremely rewarding because the first year that we played at the new high school, 74, we were not in school yet. So we had kids from 3 different community high schools came together and played together, and for 4 weeks we were not in school. So we were really not able to bond together as a team, and after we got in school, by the end of the season that year, you wouldn't have known what kid was from what school. They just became one, and that carried over into the 75 season. So I felt at that time we were ready to play varsity.
Terry Glasscock and Tim Wynn were both inducted into the Grayson County Football Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago. Those are 2 guys that played for you. When I mention those names, do you have any memories that come back?
Oh, yes, from both of them. Timmy Wynn might have been the best athlete that I coached in many years of coaching college football. He could do just about anything he wanted to do. He could run, he could pass, he could catch. We just decided after a year at running back to move him to quarterback, and that's when we started winning games. And we had Billy McCubbin in that backfield as well, so we had 2 college class athletes that were playing for us right out of the gate. Now Terry was a born leader for us. The kids, when we got to the new high school, from the other 2 high schools, gravitated to Terry. He just had that personality, and he held our defense together. You know, even when we were struggling, you always saw that positivity from him. So it was fun coaching that group of kids.
After you left Grayson County, you went back to Michigan and had a long career college coaching. What was kind of your story post-Grayson County?
Well, I had an opportunity to go back to Erie Mason High School, which was in the conference that I played in. So I got to coach against my old high school. But what happened in Michigan in the late 70s, what they were running into financial problems in their schools. So the school I was at actually dropped sports, and they also cut PE teachers. So I lost my job, and I could not find one. And so I walked into the office at Kalamazoo College and volunteered, and the coach said, we don't take volunteers, but leave me your resume. And about 2 days later, I got a call from Coach Baker, and he said, we got a place for you on our staff. And that kind of just snowballed. We didn't expect to be in college. That was never our goal. But from there, I became a head coach at a junior college in Minnesota, and that's where really I felt most at home, coaching junior college athletes.
One of the things that when I was digging into your bio that really stood out going over and over again was offense and especially passing. I know your son broke a lot of records at McGoffin County High School. This is kind of a loaded question, but you're a football guy at heart. What makes a good offense?
Well, consistency, being able to maintain drives and get the ball to the end zone. We were not in a position when I got the junior college job to overpower people, and we actually started with 2 offensive guards in college that weighed 180 pounds. And which was not real unusual at that time, but they couldn't block for a running game the type of opponents we faced at that level. So we went to the passing game. We had a quarterback that threw 10 touchdowns in his high school career. He ended up throwing 5 in the very first game he played for us, and as I say, it just snowballed from there.
I mentioned your son, and he's now a coach at Montgomery County High School. You most recently coached at Georgetown in 2021. What are your days filled with now?
Watching the grandkids play. I've got a grandson. Our daughter Jamie, who was born here, her children, they live in Texas. Our oldest granddaughter, she's married, and we have a great grandson. And the middle child she has, Alex, he's a Division I baseball player at Alabama A&M. So we've been going down to Alabama to watch him play. And then the youngest one is into acting. So whenever she's in a play, we're driving to Texas to see her in the play. And then Michael's family, Jamin plays for him. He's going to be probably the best athlete of all in the family. And then Morgan, his oldest daughter, she is a sophomore and plays at Bellarmine in volleyball.
Now, we are here and recording this prior to the Alumni Association's banquet tonight, celebrating 50 years. When this airs, we will have already known how it goes. But what is this going to be like for you to meet some people that you probably haven't seen in 50 years?
Oh, I've just been thrilled about this happening, and the fact that Roger and the association put this together. I followed the Grayson County football through the years. Is kind of where my heart is. Followed most of the players that I could and tried to stay in touch with them. But the fact that we're going to actually be in a room together is very rewarding for me.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. I know that you will not be at the game that we are broadcasting right now. You're going to be watching your grandson play at Mason County for Montgomery County. Good luck to him. Good luck to you. And I know we'll look forward to seeing you again here very soon. Well, that'll wrap us up here for this Cougar Conversation segment. We'll take a break and have more in the halftime show after this.